Nagaland State Disaster Management Authority issues an advisory for extension of the existing measures for containment of COVID-19 till March 31. Directorate of Health and Family Welfare also notifies commencement of vaccination drive for children between 12 to 14 years from 16 March 2022. Working Committee of Naga National Political Groups hits out at the United Democratic Alliance, saying that it appears to be traversing a dangerous uncharted territory in the lines of the Naga Political People's Convention. The Working Committee also raises question over UDA Chief T.R. Zeliang's role as facilitator to impending Indo-Naga political solution. In a massive development in Manipur politics, Thongjam Biswajit Singh's name emerges in the race to become the next Chief Minister of Manipur. According to reports, Biswajit Singh summoned by the party high command to Delhi along with CM and Biren Singh. National People's Party expresses its desire on continuing its alliance with BJP in Manipur despite the latter virtually shutting the door on it. Meghalaya Chief Minister and NPP President Conrad Sangma to take up the issue with BJP central leadership. Karnataka High Court on Tuesday dismisses various petitions challenging a ban on hijab in education institutions, pronouncing the judgment a bench of judges comprising Chief Justice Rituraj Awasthi, Justice Krishna S. Dikshit and Justice J.M. Kazi says wearing hijab is not an essential religious practice of Islam. As the Russian invasion of Ukraine enters day 20, Ukraine capital Kyiv to impose a 35-hour curfew from Tuesday night. Amid fresh Russian attacks, as of now, Kyiv stands encircled by Russian forces and the city has lost an estimated half of its 3.5 million pre-war population. Hello viewers of Nagaland TV, I'm Rinki Gogoi and welcome to Nltv Primetime News. Let's see more of the news in details. The existing measures and restrictions for containment of COVID-19 has been extended and new guidelines for the COVID-19 vaccination for children between 12 to 14 years has been issued. The Nagaland State Disaster Management Authority has issued an advisory on March 15, whereby it directed for extension of the existing measures for containment of the COVID-19 and the relaxations for various activities subject to adherence to conditions and relevant SOPs as contained in the Office Order 28 February 2022 and the earlier orders issued in this regard from time to time up to 31st March 2022 in the state. On the other hand, the Directorate of Health and Family Welfare has also issued a press release whereby it stated that vaccination drive for children between 12 to 14 years will commence from March 16, 2022. Notably, the release stated that only Corbevax vaccine will be used for beneficiaries of this age group and 2 doses of the Corbevax vaccine shall be administered at an interval of 28 days. It further stated that the vaccination slots can be booked only through CoWIN app. Furthermore, slots can also be done through the on-site registration by vaccinator. Moreover, all citizens entitled to free COVID-19 vaccination at government COVID centers. Raising a question over the credibility of the United Democratic Alliance formed last year to facilitate the Naga political solution, the Working Committee of Naga National Political Groups hit out at UDA, saying that it appears to be traversing a dangerous uncharted territory in the lines of the Naga People's Convention, which was formed in 1957. In a press release, the Working Committee NNPG stated that the NPC achieved in getting statehood for Nagaland after talking to the Indian Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, but not a permanent solution. It also took a dig at the UDA chairman T.R. Zeliang for reportedly seeking the highest offer from Government of India and wondered if he is facilitating or doing something else. The committee also said that with each passing day, Zeliang's media utterances sounds more like a third-party negotiator in the Indo-Naga political talks. Furthermore, the WC also said that UDA, similarly like NPC, is conducting preemptive strikes in the corridors of the power in New Delhi, seeking, in their own words, highest offer in the impending Indo-Naga political solution goes against the principle of agreed position. While appreciating the apex tribal bodies, civil society organizations and student bodies for playing the role of proactive partners in enabling them to initiate political negotiations with the Government of India, the WC and NPG stated that the facilitator's role had ended with the conclusion of negotiation in October 2019. Skill training of rural youth on organic farming was organized from March 7 to 12 at Community Hall, Konoma. Agricultural Technology Management Agency's Kohima district, in association with the State Agricultural Management and Extension Training Institute and National Institute of Agricultural Extension Management, organized the program. Deputy PD Atma Kevio Shuha and Roko Shuno Angela were the resource persons. The resource persons gave comprehensive and in-depth teaching inclusive of both theoretical and practical demonstrations. Notably, radish, pea, French bean, HQ, PM1, maize and carrot seeds were distributed to the participants. Certificates were also distributed to the participants after the training. The Chief Medical Officer of Longlang informed that the District Medical Board has been constituted for service confirmation, invalidation and commutation pensions in respect of Grade 3 and Grade 4 staff of the district and of staff posted under Longlang District. Meanwhile, the next medical exam for the year 2022 is set to be held on June 8, September 7 and November 10 at CMO Chamber. Therefore, all the heads of departments have been requested to send the names of the intending candidates. Notably, the first phase of the Medical Board of the year was held on March 11 at the office of the CMO. Another case of money scam has been reported in Dimapur, from Fox social media postings to password phishing for financial accounts. Scammers have found countless ways to get their hands on other people's money. Scammers invent convincing and seemingly legitimate reasons to give false hope about offers of money. In today's tax-smart generation, it has become easier for scammers to dupe people online. In a similar case, Abdul, a resident of Dimapur, has been scammed of Rs 32,000 through online means. Abdul cited that he was facing problems with regard to his bank account and therefore he resorted to get help from customer care. In the process, he fell prey to those online scammers. However, the bank was unable to do anything except his ATM was blocked. Therefore, the citizens should be vigilant and be careful while using digital platforms, as it is an easy means for scammers to lure people.
गया था बोल के हम कस्टमर केयर का मदद मांग रहा था, तो उस टाइम में हम गूगल में से एक तो नंबर मिला, वो नंबर फ़ोन किया, बोलता है कि उसको रिफ़ंड कर दिया जाएगा। हमको क्या क्या बोल के हमको फ़ोन पे में लेके गया। फ़ोन पे में लेने के बाद एनीडेक्स में कनेक्ट कराया मोबाइल से। उसके बाद बोला फ़ोन पे में जाओ, बैलेंस चेक करो, आपका ये अकाउंट में पैसा रिटर्न कर दिया जाएगा। तो हमको ऐसा ऐसा बोलने के बाद में हमको बोला आपका डेबिट कार्ड स्कैन करो। स्कैन किया, उसके बाद बैलेंस चेक करो। उसके बाद देखते मेरा पैसा गायब हो गया।
itu customer care service লাগাইছে নাকি নিকা আছে?
কাস্টমার কেয়ার লাগা আছে।
আচ্ছা, তো itu আপনি তো কিমান টাকা itu স্ক্যাম করলেছে?
32,000।
32,000 তো itu আপনি কো কমপ্লেন নলেবি কো কিবা ঘোষণা করেন?
कंप्लेन तो नहीं किया, लेकिन बैंक में गया था तो HDFC वाला बोलता है कि ये तो हम लोग कुछ नहीं करता।
Monthly Kohima District Planning and Development Board meeting was held at DPDB Conference Hall, Kohima on Tuesday, whereby Deputy Commissioner and Vice Chairman DPDB Kohima, Grigory Tejawele, NCS chaired the meeting. Chief Medical Officer Kohima Dr. Vezo Koluk Teo, while addressing members of the ongoing social health camp, stated that starting from 15th March in every urban colonies under the district, social health camp will continue every Tuesday and Thursday. CMO added that the initiative was taken during a meeting with the all Kohima Municipal Wards Panchayat on 15th January 2022 at DC's Conference Hall, Kohima, to protect the comorbid group of people from COVID death. The Deputy Commissioner, while addressing the meeting, thanked and appreciated the medical department and CMO and her team for taking up the initiatives at the district level, and said that people should make use of the facilities provided at their doorsteps. DC notably pointed out the importance of health status, precautionary measures and the COVID protocols, which still needs to be taken care of as the COVID situation was not over yet. A one-day workshop on counter wildlife and biodiversity conservation was held on March 12 at TEA Hall, Woka. Nagaland Forest Department, Wildlife Conservation India and the Nagaland State Biodiversity Board organized the workshop. Additional Deputy Commissioner of Woka, Langkon Sen T. Changlao, while addressing the gathering, lauded the department for taking the initiative to sensitize the public and further suggested more such workshops to be organized, especially in the rural areas, to educate the masses. Notably, topics like community involvement in wildlife conservation, exploitation of forest resources, wildlife crime, global, national and local scenario drivers, and law enforcement were discussed in the workshop. The newly launched solar street lights by the state government in the different colonies of Dimapur has witnessed incidents of theft in the recent days. Notably, the Duncan Basti Women Organization took an initiative and carried out a survey in the various locations of Dimapur where the solar street lights were required. After the survey, the association installed the street lights wherever necessary. It may be mentioned that the initiative was carried out during the pandemic. In a related case, some of the street lights in Duncan Busti's Land 11 were reportedly damaged and the batteries were also stolen.
Ito Tangan Women Union Burana, Radide ito street light kunba jaga dito nai. Ito pura tay kan piray kina amakan koloni to street light na thaka pura maki union pura higna lakai tise aro loktan ase kitia lui jaise ami khan bi nachane tala do ami lagaise tala do chwana dosara pora phange kena lui jaise bishi din pora like nacholai do pora piche de ahi chai kena saisele nai aro ami edo amar Dangan Union.
In a massive development on Tuesday, sources say that Thongjam Biswajit Singh is also in the race to become the next Chief Minister of Manipur. Notably, Biswajit Singh was elected to the assembly in 2012 on a TMC ticket. However, he switched over to BJP and won the Thongju by-elections in 2015. He further continued his winning run in Thongju in the 2022 polls by defeating Congress Siram Neken Singh by a margin of over 6,000 votes. According to sources, he has been summoned by the party high command to Delhi along with Chief Minister N. Biren Singh, who was expected to be named the CM once again. Meanwhile, N. Biren Singh had tendered his resignation on March 11, though he was asked to continue in the office until the new government takes charge. Meanwhile, BJP has appointed Union Ministers Nirmala Sitaram and Kiren Rijiju as the observers for the selection of the legislative party leaders. As formation of new government in Manipur has seen some twists and turns of late following the disclosure of BJP's unwillingness to include National People's Party in the government. NPP has expressed its desire on continuing its alliance with the BJP in Manipur despite the later virtually shutting the door on it. On Sunday, talking to media, NPP National Vice President Preston Tinsong said that the party's national president and Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma will take up the issue of the party's inclusion in Manipur's ruling coalition with the BJP's central leadership. Notably, two parties, Naga People's Front and Janata Dal United, have already committed their support to the BJP, expressing willingness to be a part of the government. On the unversed, the development took an interesting turn when Manipur CM N. Biren Singh, after the BJP secured the majority by winning 32 of the 60 seats, said that he does not think NPP will be with BJP. It is worth mentioning that NPP's relationship with the BJP in Manipur has been on the rocks for the past 2 years or so, despite NPP being a partner of the BJP in the Northeast Democratic Alliance as well as the NDA. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh asserted that India's missile system is very reliable and the safety procedures are the highest order. Making a statement in the Rajya Sabha on Tuesday morning, Singh said that during routine maintenance and inspection, an unarmed supersonic missile was accidentally released at the ground at around 7 p.m. on March 9. It was later learned that the missile had landed inside the territory of Pakistan. The minister further said that the government has taken serious note of the incident and a formal high-level inquiry has been ordered, which will determine the exact cause of the said accident. While Singh described the accident as a regrettable one, he, however, relieved that no casualties were reported due to the accident.
सदन को 9 मार्च 2022 को हुई एक घटना से अवगत कराना चाहता हूं। यह घटना इंस्पेक्शन के दौरान अनजाने में हुई मिसाइल की रिलीज से संबंधित है। मिसाइल यूनिट के रूटीन मेंटेनेंस और इंस्पेक्शन के दौरान शाम को लगभग 7 बजे दुर्घटनावश एक मिसाइल रिलीज हो गई। बाद में ज्ञात हुआ कि यह मिसाइल पाकिस्तान के क्षेत्र में जाकर गिरी। यह घटना खेदजनक है, परंतु यह राहत की बात है कि इस दुर्घटना से किसी भी प्रकार का कोई नुकसान नहीं हुआ है। सभापति महोदय, मैं सदन को सूचित करना चाहता हूं कि सरकार ने इस घटना को बहुत ही गंभीरतापूर्वक लिया है और इसके लिए एक औपचारिक उच्च स्तरीय जांच के आदेश भी दे दिए गए हैं। कथित दुर्घटना का सटीक कारण जांच के बाद ही पता चल पाएगा। मैं यह भी कहना चाहूंगा कि इस घटना के संदर्भ में ऑपरेशंस, मेंटेनेंस तथा इंस्पेक्शन के लिए स्टैंडर्ड ऑपरेटिंग प्रोसीजर्स की समीक्षा भी की जा रही है। हम अपने वेपन सिस्टम की सेफ्टी और सिक्योरिटी को सर्वोच्च प्राथमिकता देते हैं। इस संबंध में यदि किसी भी प्रकार की खामी पाई जाती है तो उसे तुरंत दूर किया जाएगा। मैं सदन को आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूं कि हमारा मिसाइल सिस्टम अत्यंत सुरक्षित और भरोसेमंद है। इसके अलावा हमारे सेफ्टी प्रोसीजर्स और प्रोटोकॉल्स उच्च स्तरीय हैं और समय समय पर इसकी समीक्षा भी की जाती है। हमारी आर्म्ड फोर्सेस वेल ट्रेंड एवं डिसिप्लिन्ड हैं और इस प्रकार के सिस्टम को हैंडल करने का अच्छा अनुभव भी रखती हैं। धन्यवाद।
The Bombay High Court on Tuesday has refused to grant Maharashtra Minister Nawab Malik any interim relief in a money laundering case. Notably, Malik was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate on February 23 this year under the Prevention of the Money Laundering Act over a property deal allegedly linked to the aids of the fugitive gangster Dawood Ibrahim. Meanwhile, Maharashtra Minister Nawab Malik's office on Tuesday said it believes in the judiciary and that the truth and justice will prevail. He is currently in judicial custody. The HC on Tuesday said that the minister's petition challenging the arrest and seeking interim relief in the case had raised some debatable issues and the court needed to hear at length the arguments from both sides before passing any final orders. An earthquake of magnitude 4.1 jolted the Pangin town in Siang district of Arunachal Pradesh on Tuesday morning. National Center of Seismology took down to Twitter and informed that the epicenter of the quake was located at 215 kilometers north of Pangin. As per NCS, the quake occurred at 8:21 with a latitude of 30.08, longitude of 95.18 and with a depth of 10 kilometers. Meanwhile, further details of the quake are awaited. As the Russian invasion of Ukraine enters day 20, Ukraine capital Kyiv will impose a 35-hour curfew from Tuesday night. Amid fresh Russian attacks, as of airing this news, Kyiv stands encircled by Russian forces and the city has lost an estimated half of its 3.5 million pre-war population. Across Ukraine, Russia's invasion has continued to take a bloody toll, destroying cities and ensuring that many lives will never be the same again. Russian troops not only edged closer to Kyiv but kept up their siege of their southern port city of Mariupol, where officials said nearly 2,200 people have been killed. Russia's forces had earlier focused on eastern and southern areas of Ukraine, home to more than ethnic Russians, but in recent days have moved to the country's center. The United Nations has estimated that over 3 million people have fled Ukraine since Russian President Vladimir Putin launched a full-scale land and air assault on February 24. Most of them to the Poland and struggling to provide for the arrivals. Prime Ministers of Poland, Czech Republic and Slovenia are all set to visit the capital of Ukraine, Kiev, on Tuesday. Notably, Kiev has witnessed heavy artillery shelling and missile strikes by Russian invading forces for the last couple of days. Remarkably, the Prime Ministers will visit Kiev on a European Union mission to show support for Ukraine. On this note, the Czech Republic Prime Minister Peter Fiala said that the aim of the visit is to express the European Union's unequivocal support for Ukraine and its freedom and independence. It may be mentioned that the Czech Prime Minister will be accompanied by Slovenian Prime Minister, Polish Prime Minister and Polish Deputy Prime Minister. The three visiting Prime Ministers will meet Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal, who are still in Kiev. Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk has seemingly challenged Russian President Vladimir Putin for a one-on-one fight. Taking to Twitter, Musk challenged Putin to a fight with the stakes being Ukraine. The CEO tweeted, "I hereby challenge Vladimir Putin to single combat," using the Russian alphabet to spell Vladimir Putin. It may be mentioned that earlier, Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, had provided Ukraine with internet connectivity through the company's Starlink satellites amid the raging war that started on February 24. American intelligence officials have discovered that the barrage of ballistic missiles Russia has fired into Ukraine contain decoys that trick air defense radars and fool heat-seeking missiles. The devices are each about 30 cm long, shaped like a dart, and white with an orange tail. They are released by the Iskander-M short-range ballistic missiles that Russia is firing from mobile launchers across the border when the missile senses that it has been targeted by air defense systems. Each is packed with electronics and produces radio signals to jam or spoof enemy radars attempting to locate the Iskander-M, and contains a heat source to attract incoming missiles. Powered by a solid-fueled rocket motor, the Iskander can reach targets more than 300 kilometers away. Each mobile launcher can fire 2 Iskanders before it must be reloaded. Photographs of the dart-shaped munition began circulating on social media 2 weeks ago. Many stumped experts and open-source intelligence analysts mistook them for bomblets for cluster weapons based on their size and shape. The government middle school at Hurong under Kiperi district has been running without teachers in English, mathematics and science for the past many years. Hurong Village Students' Union in a press release expressed dismay towards the education department and the state government for ignoring the multiple pleas of the villagers demanding deployment of the teachers for the state subjects. The HVSU also stated that at the January 27 joint consultative meeting between the Hurong Village Council and HVSU, a decision was taken to revoke the NOC issued in favor of Gratitude Teacher English ASEBA as taught under Kiperi district. HVSU says that the English teacher at GMS Hurong was deputed as taught in Kiperi district without any notice. The union further cautioned the state government and concerned department that failure to meet their genuine demands within 15 days would lead to initiation of democratic agitation, and the government would be held solely responsible in case of any eventuality. Thank you, viewers. That's all from NLTV Primetime News. I'm Rinki Gogoi signing off. For more updates, keep watching Nagaland TV. Samanalaga Awas.
Nagaland TV, Sop Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on Geo TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapur viewers, we are on channel number 10.